Hi, and welcome back to Finding a Toria. I'm Tori, and I'm here with, I got Malcolm.
Hello.
And I got Katie.
Hello.
And Katie would like to introduce somebody.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you here today listening to Finding a Toria with us. And we have a special guest. We are going to be talking with Coel Scheel today. He is a good personal friend of some of us and family
You could
to
just
others.
say.
So for full disclosure, he is my son.
There we go. Why are we dancing around
We're not. I was just having fun with it.
Do you know what also
What?
Coel is? Well, is not?
Is.
He's not in the studio.
He's not in studio.
And that's where I was going to go. Yeah. So this is a first for Finding a Toria. We are going to be interviewing Coel about some of his experiences with TTRPGs, specifically D&D. And he is not in studio with us. He is joining us from afar and on the phone. So we are super, super excited that we're getting to use new technology in the studio. Welcome to the show, Coel.
Hi, Cole.
Hi. Thank you.
Thanks for doing this, man.
And just to share for some fun, other than being a friend and my son, Coel is one of our table mates. So even though he is far away and has time zone differences, we get to bring him to the table with us to play virtually. And we love having that technology in this day and age to do so.
He's also a third generation gamer.
He is a third generation gamer. So my dad brought me to the table. I brought Coel to the table. And
yay!
Coel, that's not really the topic of our conversation today, but tell me what you think about that. Is that just sort of like yeah, okay, it is what it is, or is that something cool?
I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I've always had someone to talk about it with because of that. Yeah.
So one thing we've never done, and I don't want to go down this path because this would be great for another episode, but one thing we've never done is we've never played a game with your grandfather.
I was going to ask.
Oh my God, that is a missed opportunity.
Right? So Coel,
make it happen.
Coel, next time we are all together, we need to play a game with Grandpa.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've played with Grandpa.
I know.
That's awesome.
So,
but that's not what you were. Yeah.
But that is not the topic of our conversation today.
Sorry, I just had to bring it up.
Yeah, no, it's really pretty awesome. So we've had a couple of episodes where we have talked about the benefit of TTRPGs in education and how bringing people to the table in that format is a very beneficial tool for teaching and learning. And so we've talked about using that in the educational sphere. And sometimes people, teachers, therapists are using it in a formal setting, but also it is being brought to schools in the form of after-school clubs, extracurriculars.
Yep.
And in our community that Coel grew up in, their high school happened to offer that opportunity, and Coel got to participate in that. And so I really wanted to take an opportunity today to talk to him about that experience of getting to sit at the table, brought to the table by your school community. So Coel, I'm sort of excited to talk about this with you. And it's a little weird because I know a lot of this, but I don't think you and I have ever sat down from this kind of a perspective to talk about your experiences there. So just to throw out, to give credit where credit is due, Coel grew up in Carmel, Indiana, and went to Carmel High School, and it is at Carmel High School where this D&D club has been.
Yep.
And still is.
Okay, I was going to ask too. This is still in existence. Good deal.
Yep. And I know Coel has participated in the club.
Chase has.
I know Tori's son Chase has participated in the club. And actually, I think our other friend that has been on our podcast that is behind the Patreon wall, Cody, has also participated in the club at Carmel High School.
Cool. Very cool.
Yep.
So Coel, I'm just first and foremost, how did you find out about the club at school?
So we were I remember they were just talking about all the different clubs that were going on after school, and I'm not a huge person to go to clubs. I don't know, wasn't my thing, but I heard that there was a D&D one, and I wanted to find a group to play with, and it was a
Did you
good,
fit
easy way to
the
find a group.
did you fit the typical gamer stereotype of not being a major joiner in lots of activities, maybe being a little bit of an introvert?
Oh, 100%.
So how does the school make people aware of the club?
At least for me, there's like a flyer with a bunch of the different clubs on it.
Okay.
And in like freshman year, we were told, just look through it, see if there's a club you want to join. And I saw that D&D was on there, and I was like, why not try it?
Very cool. And so this was a list of a bunch of different extracurricular activities that were available at the school?
Yeah. I don't know if it was all of them, but most of the major ones, definitely.
And Cole, is that a faculty-sponsored club like most of them are? Was there a teacher that or teachers that took that mantle up to sponsor that club and lead it? Okay.
And actually, was it a teacher? Was it multiple teachers? How did that work?
There were multiple teachers. So their plan was going to be to have a teacher to DM every group. And so then they would split people into groups based on how many teachers they had available.
Wow.
To lead a group.
That's awesome.
Oh, that sounds like chaos too.
Like I said, awesome.
So that leads me to the question of, and I want to make certain anybody's listening understands, we are talking about a very, very large high school.
It's freaking huge.
Thousands of students. I think current population is somewhere around about 5,000 students.
At least.
And so
it was around there when I was in.
Yeah. So when we talk about, multiple groups and multiple teachers, it's not completely crazy to recognize that out of 5,000 students you might need a larger staffing for this kind of club because you might have more people participating
For any club, absolutely. Yeah.
Did they give you like the handbooks and stuff and dice?
Yeah, we were gonna go there.
Yes, they did.
Score.
So
Explain how they did that,
got
Cole.
access to everything. So what they did is they had a school-sponsored D&D Beyond account, and they had every single book available on D&D Beyond at the time, and had everyone join into campaigns so that they had access to all of the books.
Yeah. So, and I would assume, to be fair, I would assume not every school can afford something like that.
A master tier with everything?
Carmel has the benefit of having a fair amount of funds to do that kind of stuff.
They'd
for
have to do a master
extracurriculars.
tier.
Did they charge any fees for membership in the club to pay for that kind of stuff?
No,
Okay.
It was completely free. They even had minifigures, maps, dice, everything.
What
for
the
people
hell,
to just
man?
use.
That is really cool.
That's very cool.
That is a well resourced as well as well planned club. That's really neat. I got to give kudos out to the school for that. What kind of size? I mean, how many students are we talking about?
There were roughly, I don't know the exact figure. I want to say around 50 students were participating.
That's cool.
Where did you do that with that many students?
We, on club days, would basically take over a section of the library. It was just now ours to just have tables to D&D.
If you're rolling in 50 deep, that's your library.
Right.
You don't have to ask
There's
questions.
no way you can share the library at
Absolutely.
that point.
My geeky soul is just so thrilled to hear stuff like this.
Clear out, teen vampire smut novelists. It's game day. That's awesome.
That is really
So
cool.
did you, and I'm jumping in just because I have so many questions.
Do so.
Did you follow a campaign through? I know that they looked at rotating DMs for this, but if you started out as a character on a module or on a campaign, were you able to see that through, or was it one shots every week, or how did you guys play?
It was basically up to the group that was playing on what they wanted to do, and they could coordinate that with the teacher in charge to figure out what they wanted to do with it.
And did they end up having a teacher DM the table?
Most did. There actually weren't enough teachers.
For 50 kids, yeah.
Yeah, from what I remember, the previous year, there were a lot less students that participated. This year was just like an explosion of people participating, and there were not enough students. Or not students, teachers.
Okay. So who did did they have students DM then?
Yeah, it was basically going to be self-DM'd student groups.
Oh, very cool. What size groups were you broken down into? If you had 50 students, I've seen some campaigns where they play massive campaigns with massive amounts of people, but I'm assuming they broke you down into smaller groups. About how big were they?
It was like groups of like 5 to 6. They were kind of lenient on that because you could want to play with friends. So it was like 4 to 6, more around 5 area.
It's good size. It's about the right size to run it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Were they doing anything else, Coel, in these sessions other than providing that space for that hobby? Were there other like educational things going on that you saw that the teachers were trying to impart into the game or glean from the game, or this was the hobby for the hobbyists?
It was mainly just a place for people to play D&D, but there were definitely the teachers were trying to show that D&D can help with a bunch of other stuff, and it also just helps, as a stereotype, as introverts make a friend group to play, to then go and play on their own time.
That's such an important statement, yeah.
So it sort of sounds like maybe using it for those social emotional type of skills that TTRPGs can impart. Does that seem accurate?
Yeah.
So here, make some friends.
Right. I mean, and
that will understand you.
And that is a huge piece of after school clubs, is
of any kind.
Is the sociality that can be found there. So you said that people could form groups with their friends. Did you find that a lot of people were bringing friends to the table, or was it more individuals?
Some people would bring like a friend or two, but most people were just kind of bringing themselves, and that was it.
Did you feel like there was surprise from anyone to see the number of other people interested in the hobby?
Oh, definitely. I don't, most people there, if they hadn't done it the previous year, were surprised by how many people were there.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so no longer feeling alone.
I'm not the only one.
Right. That is super cool.
Did you guys have effectively what's used as a session 0 then? Did you get to sit down and kind of create characters in a social space and go over game setting parameters? How did you find that experience? Was that something that made it easier to do that in a club environment, or was it something that you thought was kind of unnecessary to get the game going?
No, it was good. It allowed us to, because it was the first time for a lot of us meeting ever, it was a good time to just talk with the other people, get to know them, figure out what kind of game we want to play. Do we want to do a full campaign, or do we just want to do a bunch of one-shots?
Awesome
or
stuff.
just kind of mess around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It feels like to me a lot of what you would do, if you're running a game out of a game store or something like that, you're bringing together a group of people who may or may not have played, who may or may not have played together.
And probably don't even know each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So that getting to know who you're gaming with.
Here, there's people like you out there. Now they're at the same table as you.
Right. But
discuss.
You can also, with the introverted nature of a lot of players that we know, have 50 people in a room standing rigid, staring at each other's shoes and not,
Not forming groups.
not
Okay.
forming groups. So yeah.
I can see like the teacher do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's
Sit down there.
kickball teams.
Yeah,
also,
seriously.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, sometimes I'm sure it would.
Did that happen at all, Cole? Like, did they form? Did you guys form groups pretty well yourselves, or did the teachers have to?
Basically, when we got in, they were like, okay, go find a table, sit there. Other people might be joining you. And it was like you could choose which table, but for the most part, it was just go sit at a table.
Very
You
cool.
weren't allowed to just sit around. You have to go find someone.
Right. Forced to be social.
Don't sit in the armchair. Go sit at the table.
Come to the table,
Exactly.
please.
I had another question. It deals with a topic that we recently did on an episode that was death. And I'm wondering if it came up. Did you, as a player, lose a character? Did it happen often? And what was the general tenor of the table when and if it did happen? Was it a big deal? Was it just kind of accepted and known in the game that, hey, you might trip over that log and
Slip on fish guts.
and die?
I mean, it might. So it didn't happen at our table. I don't know how often it happened. I wasn't socializing with the other group.
Those weirdos were too weird,
socialized
man.
with
I didn't
my
have
weirdos.
to. Right.
Yeah.
We understand.
I don't know about those other people, but I'm good.
So was that talked about at all in regards to like level setting, session 0 type of stuff about character death and how the game goes in that way?
Yes. So out of the group of 6 I was in, only two of us had ever played before.
Oh, wow.
That was going to be a question I was going to ask too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the other 4 were like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So the 2 of us that had played, we were helping them try to figure out what was going on. And
It's always the way.
yeah.
Okay, so that brings me to a question. Since due to our relationship, I know your background with the game.
Our relationship. Yeah, you're
my
his
kid.
mom.
So I know that before this game, we had, we'd played with at home. We had played with people that we went to church with. We had, we'd played in a couple different settings. And I've just got to throw out there, we played with. I'm sorry, Malcolm, you're an amazing DM, but I'm sorry, we played with a DM who's someone who helped create the original game. And it was so cool. Terry Phillips, you're amazing, and I'll give you props every single time.
I mean,
Yeah.
So how did the school environment game compare to playing in just a more, I don't want to say more recreational, but maybe less organized, less structured type of setting?
It was definitely a lot more chaotic, especially because it was, as we were going, we were hanging out more together, because it started with us not knowing each other. So it was as we became closer friends, we started working together more, because the first couple sessions, it was just pure chaos, no one knowing what we were going to do.
Sure.
that happens even at tables that know what they're doing.
Smile on my face right now. Pure chaos.
So yeah, that actually brings me to another question that I had, which is, did you start at level 1?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we were squishy little level 1s.
Squishy little. Yep. Sounds about right.
Did you experience with that group of new players, especially, did anybody adopt, not through any fault of their own, but just stumble upon some munchkinism in the game? Were there any, you said chaos, but was anybody what you would characterize as a problem player, a little bit of a
That guy?
bad element?
Player v player, or
There wasn't ever any player v player, but there was definitely one guy who he just enjoyed making everything difficult.
Ah.
Main character syndrome?
A little bit, yeah.
Did he know the rules a little bit better than everyone?
Yes.
Oh, it's a rules lawyer. Oh, no.
Actually, page 84.
Yeah, there it is.
Did you
not how
guys
you
deal with
play
that
it.
at the table, or did the teachers deal with any of that, or was it just sort of just there and acknowledge that it was there?
So because we were a self-governed table, we kind of dealt with it because we didn't have a teacher to deal with it.
Okay.
Good.
So in other words,
Again, I don't know how it went at different tables if the teacher was able to intervene, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt like it was good that we were kind of self-governed in that way, and that we could deal with it how we wanted to deal with it.
Absolutely. Better table cohesion.
yep.
Yep.
Well, and I think that gets back to, when you talk about the benefits of TTRPGs, that definitely is. Those are social skills that you're teaching and learning every time you have those kinds of interactions. So, yeah, I think that's really cool. You got another question? I'm like, you look like you're ready for another question.
Oh, I always have other questions. Okay. So memories going back to that, were there those role play moments that and for most tables, even if they're short-lived or groups that they're short-lived, there's those role play moments, BBEG moments,
Was there monologuing?
Leroy Jenkins opportunities, those things that stick out in role playing. Can you tell us first of all what kind of character you ran for the majority of your time in that club, and then maybe an anecdote from that character that would make them famous? And if I'm putting you on the spot, just shake me off. I that's a lot to ask.
I don't know if there was any amazing moment. I was a dragonborn fighter.
You played a fighter?
I did.
Wow.
We have
Everyone
mom
else
shock
was
face for
because
the
I had
first time
played
on the
before.
show.
So it was because I had played before and everyone else wanted to play a magic of some kind. I was like, okay, I'll be
Yep.
Meat
tank
shield.
and in the front lines.
Right.
Yeah, I
Well,
was the
still
only one in the
Dragonborn.
front lines.
Tank.
Yeah. That's really cool.
So I mostly let them do stuff because I kind of wanted the newer players to get something they enjoyed out of it.
Dude, can
So
we
I was
just...
completely fine with just being, I'm going to smack things with my sword.
That's so awesome. It's literally taking the role-playing grenade for the rest of the group.
Yep.
Because you've had the experience and you're making it about somebody else. That's fantastic.
I honestly, I love hearing that just because, and you guys talk about, mom shock face. I haven't had, I obviously knew Coel did the club. Obviously, we talked about it to some degree, but, not deep in depth interviewing. And so what I really love hearing about this is that concept of an experienced player, shepherding in newer players, sort of saying, hey, I know this game, so I'm going to sort of step back a little bit and teach you and mentor you and let you enjoy the game and learn it. And I think that's a beauty of TTRPG play.
That's it's an absolute masterpiece example that was not choreographed in a conversation before of finding your table.
Yeah.
And making that table accessible to other people.
Yep.
Very, very cool stuff. I'm out of questions. I've dominated with my question list. It is exhausted.
Coel, I guess the big thing I was curious about is you had played before. This is not your only gaming experience. You have played since. What value do you feel that there was, if any, in the fact that this was something available through your school?
The fact that it was free and easily accessible to get into as kind of like an entryway
They opened the door.
was, yeah. Because, the amount of people that hadn't played before and are now being given a free chance to play is amazing.
Yeah, because let's own it. We all love the games, any TTRPG, but it's not cheap per se.
Not
or
at all.
necessarily easy
Yeah.
to get into.
It's also not necessarily easy to know everything that you might want or need. Now, we know core rule books and things like that, and I think we're speaking of a singular TTRPG, but that applies to all of them.
Yeah. 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 So that is brilliant. Do you think there was a benefit? Because I will throw out there, especially with the way that you were brought into it in regards to, multi-generational, your parents brought you to the table. We played outside of the school setting, we played with groups that were comprised of adults and children. And honestly, not often peers your own age. Did you find value in that, in getting to sit at the table with peers your own age?
Yeah. So it was nice because we were all the same age. We would all, I don't know, like we would all understand the same jokes that were like prevalent in our social setting.
Right.
So
Like,
pop
we all
culture,
understood- Yeah.
good deal.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, we all make inside jokes all the time because we've been gaming together since we were your age and younger.
the whole time.
Some of them are about salad dressing.
But yeah, I can definitely see how just the fun at the table
Because,
can be more so when it's with people from your own peer
other
group.
associations socially. Did you ever, and I think that you played 5e D&D at the club. Do you have any other experiences or want to have any other experiences with different TTRPGs that you've experienced?
Like outside of D&D or different like editions?
Either or. I was thinking outside of the D&D setting, but I think, going back to a previous...
I'm just going to
There
say
it
I was a
is.
good parent, and the first way he
Second
learned
ed.
how to play was 2E.
Second ad, I knew that was coming out. I knew it.
That was the
knew it.
juiciest setup in podcasting
As a
ever.
good parent,
She literally corrected her posture, Cole, and touched her hand to her chest and said,
as a good parent,
as a dutiful and honorable
and now
parent.
he can see it. That's exactly why he's laughing. He's like, "Yep, that's mom."
We're gonna have to clean the podcast studio now. This is icky. All right. I don't even have any more questions.
To be fair, we moved on fairly quickly to the 4th edition starter kit.
4th edition, like from 2nd to 4.
Yeah, because the 4th edition starter kit came out, and for his age, that was an easy.
They had a really good starter box.
The,
for
the
it.
starter box was the starter box was really
good
good.
enough. Like good enough.
And then very quickly we switched over to 5
Yeah,
because
I don't think we spent too long on 4.
4's
no,
sticky.
because we didn't do 4 until it was almost 5, and so it was just sort of a timing thing. But then 5 came out, and it's like, well, why stay with 4? If we're gonna stay with the modern, if I'm not gonna play 2E, I might as well stay modern.
Oh my gosh, there was a face there too.
What's your preference, Cole, on play? Do you like live play at a table, or are you more in tune with the VTT and doing things online now?
There's like pros and cons to both.
Sure.
Like I don't know. I've gotten used to doing it virtual, but there is still there is something special about all being in the same room.
Snacks.
It's all about the
That is a
food.
huge part of it. Being able to eat with everyone.
You ever have a virtual gummy bear? No. Man, they suck.
No, I haven't had a virtual gummy bear because you guys eat all of them.
They don't eat them. I don't let them have mine.
The tacos last time were really good, Cole.
That's funny. Oh
See?
my goodness.
Tacos.
See? Snacks, man.
Great. That's great. I appreciate the time. This was fun.
Yeah. Is there anything you would leave us with? We're trying to, I think, okay, I am personally trying to help people see the value of these kinds of opportunities, the school clubs, the in-class play, the ways where as a community we can help bring others to the table, open the gates, make it a little easier, give them access. And that's what I love about these after school clubs that can do that kind of stuff. Is there anything that you would add, Coel, about as someone who got to benefit from that, the value or what you saw in it that you would encourage others to participate or to create and make these things happen?
So I would encourage people to participate because you at least give it a chance and see if you do enjoy it. Like, if you're like thinking about maybe it'll be nice to try playing the game, at least go to one of these like groups, and so that you can experience it. And if it turns out you don't like it, oh well, like, you can leave. It's not like it's your
Doesn't have to be your thing.
You didn't spend hundreds of dollars on all the books.
yeah you're not like now you didn't just drop a bunch of money to try it out.
That really is a good idea, that if you are a toe dip person and you don't want to jump all in, you can really get a good feeling for what the hobby is without a huge time, financial commitment, or trying to find other players. You get to kind of step in and see if it's something that you like. Very cool stuff.
That's really awesome. Coel, thank you so much for joining us today, taking some time out of your
awesome.
busy schedule.
Thank you.
To share your experiences with us. We really appreciate it. So,
Don't let them off the hook.
do.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
All right, man.
I think we're going to go to a break. And Coel, thanks again. Appreciate it. First remote guest.
First interview, first remote guest. It's a big fun day. Thanks so much for doing
Coel.
it, man.
Thank you. Take care.
And we'll be back after the break.
Thank you.
Bye.
This episode of Finding Atoria is brought to you by Wordleaf Media. The Finding Atoria podcast is looking for guests for our upcoming episodes. Are you or someone you know passionate about the TTRPG community and have a story to share? If so, contact us on our socials or reach out at wordleafmedia.com/findingatoria. And now back to your program.
Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of our fun episode on Finding Atoria about TTRPG clubs at schools. We are really excited. We just had our first ever call-in interview with Coel Scheel, and we have the benefit of having another former student of Carmel High School who got to benefit from that club as well with us on another phone call. And so I'm going to hand it over to Tori to introduce who we're going to be talking with here.
We are talking to my spawn.
Hi.
And that would be Chase.
Yo,
Chase Krise.
What's up, Chase?
Hey, Chase. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Are you excited to be back on the mic?
I am.
The technology is so
Not in a
weird.
traditional way, though.
It
No.
is. You are in locations unknown. You are out of the studio, and we're reaching out to you remotely.
I'm currently hiding in a hole.
Well,
Sweet.
that works.
You're
Okay.
getting great reception. Stay exactly where you are.
I'm buried in a hole in the ground.
Okay.
Thanks for taking the time to do an interview.
Yeah.
So we were talking to Coel about D&D club at Carmel High School, and you did that, right?
Yes, I did. It was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was really fun. I didn't play with the best of people, but
So did they have the D&D Beyond for you guys?
yes. It was optional though. We didn't use it in the group that I was at because nobody could get it to work properly. Unfortunately, but
There
Did-
were challenges, yeah.
Did you guys have handbooks?
I had mine. And we also did a lot of digital searching through digital handbooks, all that. We had the club sponsor, though, he had a bunch of manuals, and there was another club sponsor. She had some as well, but yeah.
So I'm curious, what year of high school did you do this, Chase?
I did it in my freshman and a little bit in my sophomore year. Freshman, it was kind of rocky because I was online and digital at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then sophomore year, it worked out for a little bit, and then it completely fizzled out.
Sure. I was just trying to trace, the timeline between the two of them because I know they weren't in the club together.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and just for listeners, I believe, Chase, then that you probably did this about a year or so after Coel did.
Yeah. I should have, I believe.
How many, when you were in it, how many kids were in the club? Roughly.
At least like 30.
Okay. So
See,
still a good sized group.
Big groups. So
Yeah. There was like a bunch of little smaller groups that would split off. So there would probably be maybe 10 people max at one campaign.
Oh, wow.
There was,
That's a big table, kid.
Yeah, no, there was a pretty big table in there.
So did any of your friends go with, or was it just you?
No, I played with my friends. It was not the best friend group,
But you brought
So
your own
lucky.
friends to the table to play.
yes.
Okay. Very
from
cool.
School.
Yeah.
So you didn't meet anybody new?
I met a couple new people, but I didn't play with them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So did you have teachers running the tables, or were they all student led at that point?
There was I think one teacher led table, because it was like the main club sponsor, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were, most of us though had kids DMing.
And was that something that was an assigned and set role that was the DM, or did you guys rotate out maybe? And did multiple players have the opportunity to do that, or was there interest from the players in DMing?
Many people didn't want to DM. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. A lot of people didn't want to DM.
Sounds
at least
about
for
right.
my table.
Did you DM?
I did not DM. My ex did.
Oi.
But yeah. I tried to play. Like, I actually tried to play his campaign, but everybody else at that table were
Too busy wenching?
You might have. Huh?
Too busy wenching and getting drunk at the tavern?
Yeah, they were busy fucking shit up, pretty much. Like, completely derailing the campaign.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Jess.
Sorry.
No. It's just giving you a hard time.
No, I know.
So a lot of munchkinism going on at the table and making it difficult. Did you find that was usually from people that had not played the game before? And what was the balance at your table?
There it is.
Were there were there other experienced players, or were most of the people that were in your group first time interactors with the game?
It was about 50-50 at our table. Most of it in the D&D club, it was 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at the beginning of the year, because people, they're curious. But yeah, no, unfortunately, a lot of early players do sabotage campaigns.
Right. It's just something that you're going to run into.
Did you? Go ahead.
Sorry, no, you go ahead.
I was going to say, did you have to handhold for people?
I did. I tried my best, but everybody needed their handheld, and I was just like, guys, there's more people at the table to help you.
But you were helping.
Yeah.
Had you played before you played at school?
Chase?
Chase?
Oh yeah, no, I played. I played in one campaign. I think you were actually in it. Yeah, you were.
Oh, the one we
Um,
did, yeah.
Like way back.
Mhm,
I wasn't super into it because, I was a kid. I was really young. But
You
as
came.
soon as I got,
Go.
I eventually just grew into it, and I've loved it ever since.
Sure. What did you find valuable, if anything, from playing the game at school in an after-school club?
I definitely did find community for a while, even though a lot of the people did suck. But a lot of it was finding community, especially because it was after the pandemic for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just having a social outlet, being able to meet up with friends, shit like that. Sorry, Jess.
You're good.
Self-correcting Chess.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned that your particular table doesn't sound like it was really your table, like not the table that you want to be at. Did you find that, some of the negative experiences you had there were things that were going on at other tables, or was this specific to your group, or what was the issue there?
It wasn't just group specific. There were some new players that were messing stuff up in other campaigns, dicking around.
Chaos Gremlins?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Do you I guess I sort of like this idea that, you've had this experience. I'm going to say for me, very, very different. I've really never sat at a table that wasn't a good table for me. But I know a lot of people have that experience. And it can, especially if it's a first experience, turn them off from the game. Do you find that there's anything of value that you can take away from that experience, either in comparison to your table now, or just things that you learned at the time and how to, work with those people at the table, or anything like that?
Honestly, I've learned that I can put up with a great deal of shenanigans.
You have a high shenanigan threshold.
Oh yeah. I'm also guilty of shenanigans.
Break out the brooms.
But honestly,
Break out the brooms. It's a joke from a movie.
Oh, I don't know. But I also did. It pushed me to find a real, like, a group for me. It didn't turn me away from D&D like it would for a lot of people. Honestly, it just pushed me further into it. It was like, no, I want to have a good experience with this. I'm not gonna let some people hold me down, or a poor player hold me back. I'm gonna go have fun. And then I found my table.
Absolutely. That deserved an absolutely.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Absolutely.
So would you suggest that kids do this at school, to go to those kind of things?
Oh, absolutely. It's catching.
So easy to do. It's so good for you. It's healthy. Just get a couple out there.
Why?
D&D.
Yeah, you're going there. Go ahead.
Even though it's it might not be for you, it's always worth it to just try for 1 or 2 sessions. Just try and get a feel for it. Dip your toes in. There's nothing wrong with starting a new hobby and finding a new niche. Especially if you want to build community. And I feel like it's definitely therapeutic in a way, as well. So being able to play with your friends at that age is definitely important.
So Chase, I think it's really interesting because, you know, as you heard, we talked with Coel earlier today about being in the same club, and a lot of your experiences were different. He really had enjoyed the table he was at and sort of mentoring people through learning the game. And yet at the end of the day, you both make some of the same comments as to the value of the club and what it brings to people. And I think that is, I don't know, when you started talking, it was just a repeat of things Coel had said.
That community word keeps coming up.
And I found it so interesting because the experiences were very different. But what you can,
some of the same benefits.
Yeah.
It was almost haunting how you guys were hitting note for note.
I know. It was like
there was a little pre-meeting, but it was, I think it's
no,
very...
I haven't talked to Coel in so long.
Right, here we go.
Just clearing it up there. I think it's so cool as somebody who is at a table with you now to see how those early things may have influenced a little bit of your gameplay and your approach to the table at this age and at this experience level. And sometimes, and I did for my first, I've talked about on another episode, my first interaction with the game was
bad.
It was absolutely munchkinized. It was not pleasant. It was not designed when, and I think that if you can take the time to re-engage the game after one of those experiences, you're just going to be able to speak, I don't know, more from a more informed position on finding what you want from a table and then what you don't want. I think that was a very cool story to share.
Sometimes you gotta dig through the mud to find a diamond. Just straight up.
Just there it is.
You gotta sift through it.
Absolutely.
A little bit of mud in the diamond.
And have you found your table now?
I have found 2 different tables.
That's incredible.
That's awesome.
And I love both of them very much.
So questions that would come to mind for somebody who is in a community that does not have this. What do you need from your experience to get going? What was provided to you as a member of the club, and what did you see as an investment from these sponsors, not just monetarily, but time-wise? And what do you think are the things that starts this in a school or in a club?
Honestly, I think it's just talking to people about your interest to get the ball rolling. And then getting a sponsor. Yeah, that's a whole different beast. I wouldn't know that personally because I wasn't part of that. But they did invest quite a bit of money because they would bring their materials to school. They would bring their books to school. They would bring their maps, their miniatures. They would bring minis.
Bless them.
They would also bring dice. They would bring dry erase markers. Like, they brought stuff to the table. They got D&D Beyond books. They got, like, it was a whole thing. So there was a lot of money put into it. And the kids did treat, like, the stuff respectfully, but they really do want the kids to have a community to go to.
Right. That is awesome. And how often did you guys did the club meet?
I think it met weekly they met weekly, and then the second week, every other week would be a longer session, I think. So I would play at least once a week.
And were you doing
ballin', dude?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Were you in a campaign at the time? Was this an ongoing story, or were you starting and stopping different modules or homebrew games?
We had one homebrew campaign that we would try to do. We held that down for like a month, maybe 2 months, but we weren't even really playing at that point. There was just a lot of dicking around at the table.
Which can be a challenge, honestly, at any table. Really.
I wanted to progress the story, like, really badly, and I just couldn't. I would like I.
But
Quite the sound there, kid.
well, and I
Yeah.
was gonna say it sounds like, but you, regardless of what you dealt with,
Yeah.
you still went back to it.
Yeah, I had fun. Even though it wasn't like the ideal experience, I still had a lot of fun.
And there were things about that hobby and the TTRPG experience that were attractive enough to give it another shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I will say escapism is definitely part of it.
Definitely.
But it's really fun. And to have like a little bit of joy in your everyday life of just like being imaginative and creative and then rolling colorful pieces of plastic and resin and metal. It's great, honestly. It just feeds that little part of my brain.
So we asked Coel about like when you came to the club, if it sort of was surprising to see the number of other students interested. And to him, he said, yeah, people seemed really sort of surprised that there were other kids who were interested in playing this game as much as he was. How was that for you? Did you, at the time that you joined, I mean, was it something where like, oh yeah, of course there's, you know, a decent community at the school that are into role playing, or was it surprising to see, you know, teenagers in high school who were interested in coming to play D&D?
Yes and no. I wasn't surprised that there was a like a decently large group.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just like a little, like, not nearly as large as I thought it would be. Or no, correction, not.
You thought it would be larger or smaller?
No, I thought it would be smaller. Yes.
Okay, so the numbers surprised you.
Yeah.
Like cool.
I wasn't like entirely surprised, but there were more people there than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And I did feel comforted knowing that there were people out there who were into the same stuff as me. I could relate to other people in my school.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very
I wasn't just
important
drifting
aspect, yeah.
around as a lone weirdo.
Right.
Chase, did they have any other games that were being played in that club beyond D&D, or was it was focused to that one TTRPG? Did you see people playing other versions of it or anything besides that?
There were different editions, I think.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't recall any different
No
games
Shadowrun
being
or
played.
anything.
Not
Shadowrun
that I
or
recall.
Pathfinder. Nothing.
Not that I can recall.
Gotcha.
D&D club.
Yeah, it is
but
sold as a
still,
D&D
yeah.
club. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd have that many people. People wouldn't recognize Shadowrun Club.
No, exactly.
And the
Not-
people that would come out for that one, you may not, you know.
No, I
That sounds like a certain demographic of people you don't want to hang around.
damn, dude.
Hey, we like Shadowrun.
It's a good game.
He plays too.
I know.
Yeah.
Phone with that demographic.
He has a giant spectral Boston Terrier that's the size of a school bus.
Well, no, Shadowrun itself just sounds like something that doesn't attract the best people.
Fair enough. Well, any other questions while we've got Chase on the phone?
No, I think it's been pretty cool just
Yeah.
seeing the comparison and the similarities between the two experiences.
It's neat to have the perspective of that third generation player.
Yep.
Two of them that have had the same social group setting experience at different times and how it's informed their experience. Chase, thanks so much for being on the phone with us.
Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, kiddo.
Take care, kid.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 So you can find Finding Atoria and more Finding Atoria and find more Atoria that's Atorian found on all of our social media. We plan on seeing you on Instagram very soon. You can always find us at our website, www.ttrpgs.com. Was I supposed to do the socials.com?
No.
Oh, www.wordleafmedia.com/findingitsoria. Well, no, I just forgot. I figured out too late that I probably shouldn't be doing. I get excited towards the end of the show. We're going to forget to do them. So
We're good.
okay. And at our website, you can find that button.
Hit the
That big
button.
old friendly button.
Hit the button.
Love the button.
Goes to
Patreon.
our Patreon, where you can support us.
And you can find us on all of the podcatchers.
All of them.
Absolutely. We're really out there, and we will see you next time for another fantastic episode. We might be calling you soon.
Maybe.
We could be
Dun,
calling
Let us
you.
know. Let us know if you want
We
to
have the
interview on
tools.
Finding
Hey,
Victoria.
yeah. We're always looking for more people to interview. I almost said victims.
It just feels natural, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It was. Oh, right.
All right.
People.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.